Peace and love, black families. The Prince of Pan-Africanism, Dr. Umar Johnson. I want to give a shout out to Black Ice TV. Make sure you watch it, support it. The news you can use, the information you can use. Youth, Pan-Africanism, economics, family, community. Make sure you support Black Ice TV because Dr. Umar Johnson does.
It's sacred. On the thigh, mother and father is the basics. Rise like it's supposed to slip out the matrix. Still dumbstruck, thinking this is entertainment. Escape to reality.
Yeah, I keep it raw like Seti, Hotep, but if you're an enemy, you catch a broke net. Bang on the system like bullets from barrels released. Zulu Kemetic like African Bombata. The beast got a hold of the streets, rectify it like Malcolm. Watch your friends and your enemies, never doubt them. Never should you participate in their traditions, cause when you do, you put your own life into submission. Who's the victim? Tell me who the fuck will listen and step up and take charge. Most are called slipping. If you don't stand for nothing, fam, then you fall for anything. Knowledge reigns supreme, give your team the mental medicine. My heart goes out to the wild youth.
Okay, first and foremost, I ask my elders for permission to speak. Okay, thank you. Yes, I am from America. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. I've been living in America all my life. The world that Dr. Martin Luther King and Harry Belafonte and all the greats, that world don't exist. It ain't gonna come to pass either. America is most segregated and most separated today than it ever been, even in their times. You see, white people don't want to be around black people in America. So that's a dream that'll never come true. You know, so, you know, we promote global African supremacy. Some people call it Pan-Africanism. You know, we call it global African supremacy because when you say supreme, you talking about being on top. You know, I hear the nationalism, but when I hear that supremacy, it sounds like, you know, we trying to run something, you know what I'm saying? And so, you know, the days of trying to integrate with our oppressor, I mean, which is a dream anyway, it should be long gone in people's mind that it will ever happen. You know, the only way that we can do this is through a uniting of African people, you know, first in Africa, not maybe just first, but in Africa and in the diaspora. We're spending too much of our energy and our resources, giving it back to the white man. And he already possessed so much of the wealth of the planet. You see? So when we say these people did, what the hell did they do for us? If anybody can go Google the economic disparity, even in America. I mean, you talking about the top 1% of America owns almost 55% of the total wealth. 1%. You know, what did civil rights do for me? It ain't do nothing for me. You know what I'm saying? We living in the greatest disparity ever. So I think we need to, you know, update our Africanism. You know, we know that Garvey was the greatest, but a lot of people let Garvey's information come to pass. You didn't use it before it came to pass. He was a prophet. Like in America, he told us that we would fall back in the population. We were number 2 for a long time, but the Hispanics have passed black. So it came true. He came true, and he told us that, you know, in another 50 to 100 years, that white people would master all mechanism, all machinery, all industry, and it wouldn't be no place here for us. He told us that, so I don't believe people are really Garveyites like that, because you should know this. You know what I'm saying? We still sitting in these meetings and we had asking questions that Garvey answered over 100 years ago. And then we come in here and ask what's the answer, what's the solution. We know the solution. We just, you know, we've been living under these white people for so long, it's become a habit. So a lot of people don't believe they can live without white people. You know, he feeds you, he make you clothing for many of you, not everybody, but he feeds you, he your rent, your lights, and so you're gonna do right, because you want to pay them bills, you want them lights to stay on. When a man controls just the bare elements of your living, you know, you know?
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm not here to go against what Harry Belafonte may have done some things, but it was a dream. They should have went with Garvey. They didn't. They wanted to integrate. And now we have more degrees. We have in Black American history. We got more PhDs, more masters, more bachelors. And Black America is more poor than it ever been. You know what I'm saying? So don't be fooled by that. That integration of this, and you know, it never worked for us. Never. You know, for the fact of white people don't want it to happen. We dust furniture, we sweep up behind these goddamn crackers, but we don't do nothing else. We don't get none of that wealth. We don't even get any residual from the resources coming out of Africa. And you know, Chinese are coming over, benefiting. Arabs all through Africa are on land and benefiting. We're not benefiting from it because we're too stuck in this dream. So, you know, if you want to know a plan, get back on your Garveyism, update it, you know, quit loving these crackers. I'm sorry. You know, that's a disease. It's a disease. You know, some of us around the world may be more used to being, but I know him from his root. So you're not going to fool me on who he is. He's a beast. That's where he come from. Come up out them caves. And y'all know, and many of you probably still see many of them in their pure nature and become accustomed to that. We're not about that. We're revolutionaries. We'll never be accustomed to living next to beasts like that. You know, we have to go back to our traditional living. And these people is killing everything on this planet that we need, from vegetation, water, the air. So we got to come to understand that we must return to our divine positions on this planet. It's not an option. You know, only African people can run this planet correctly. And when we not on top, it's almost like the sun hasn't risen. That, you know, it's supposed to have it, but it didn't come up. You know, it's something missing in the universe, you know what I'm saying? So when we get back and loving our women and respecting our sisters, you know what I'm saying? We must do that. In America, we have a problem with that. But that's been what's taught to us. And I don't know if, you know, Africans in Europe or Africans in the continent even know what happened to us over there. You know, but it's a horrific Holocaust that happened to blacks in America. You know, a lot of people think they see the rap and they see it and that's us. Shit, we built a nation. They don't show you that. They show you the rappers and make it look like that's all we is. They'll show you the 400 years where we was laying the bricks, cutting that damn crop out there. You know, 400 years and we didn't get a dime. And then people want to wonder why we in the predicament we in today. That's a dream. If they was gonna be right by us and they would have gave us what they said they owed us. They owed us 40 acres and a mule. They never gave it to us. So how you gonna, I don't want no civil rights, I want the 40 acres and a mule. You know, we didn't get that. So if we can't have land and ownership of property, that's where the real power is at. You know, just giving people welfare and stringing you along. You know, so we got to get back on some ownership. Resources, real resources, free in Africa. Africa must be free for African people anywhere to be free. We got to start at home, you know, and many people, we laxing and we playing games, and other people from around the world are benefiting from Africa. So quit embarrassing, we got to quit embarrassing ourselves, because that's what we doing. Because we can easily do this. I can see the community here is strong. It's strong in America, but the most we'll do is come out. And I encourage people to come out, but we got to get past these meetings, because we having them all over the world now. We doing good in that. We doing good in that. We just got to move past the meeting and make it work. Believe in one another, where we can start to maybe, build some businesses again and put some money on a couple of, we might have some hot on the board that where we can make some money, But we have to trust in one another. We got to get these snakes out of our race where we can trust one another, But we got to get over it now to get some progress. All right, I love you. I don't want to keep going on because I could talk forever. But we're about black power. And I had to say that. I know that's my frequency. I'm about black power. I ain't about nothing else. Because I know that's what's going to get it together. You can play your game, waste your time. But in the end, what's going to get our race together, this world over, is black power. Thank you. Black power.
Thank you, brother.
Still rock chains and whips, still on a slave ship. Our history is there and the rest can't change it. Schools don't teach it, seek it is sacred. On a dime, mother and father is the basics. Rise like you're supposed to slip out the matrix. Still dumbstruck, thinking this is entertainment. Escape to reality, most lives are wasted.
I keep it raw like Seti, Hotep, but if you're an enemy, you catch a broke net. Bang on the system like bullets from barrels released. Zulu comedic like African Bombata. The beast got a hold of the streets, rectify it like Malcolm. Watch your friends and your enemies, never doubt them. Never should you participate in their traditions, cause when you do, you put your own life into submission. Who's the victim? Tell me who the fuck will listen and step up and take charge. Most are caught slipping. If you don't stand for nothing, fam, then you fall for anything. Knowledge reigns supreme, give your team the mental medicine. My heart goes out to the wild youth. They need the basic foundations of truth.